Moving companies, movers. It's always a tricky scenario as we're coming to closing. Whether you're the seller leaving the home or the buyer moving in, you've got to keep in mind that that's always going to unfortunately be a bit of a variable date. Thankfully, moving companies are not surprised by this. They understand that it happens. As a seller, you don't want to move out sooner than you have to, but you also don't want to be pushing to the very last moment. And it's a tricky timing scenario because you have to figure out what's my schedule. Do I have to take time off from work? Do I have to move on a weekend? If we're supposed to close on a Wednesday and you have to be out on a Wednesday, but you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you probably need to plan for that weekend in advance. But to also keep in mind that if something happens, if there's an appraisal issue or underwriting needs some extra things from that buyer, you may end up being delayed and it may be pushed out to the next week. Now you've moved out a week sooner than you really needed to. Same thing with a buyer. You've got your things in storage. You want to make sure that you are able to get in as soon as it closes, but we don't always know the exact date. We have a definitive date on a contract, but that date doesn't always hit exactly right. We do everything we can to make sure we stay on track and hit that date, but sometimes things outside of our control just get in the way, and so you've got to be willing to be flexible and sometimes give that time that you need, and we have to balance that with making sure that are these a small obstacle in the way, or is there something in the way that's going to cause 1 week turning into 2 weeks, turning into a month, turning into 6 weeks, and then it completely falling apart. And occasionally, that's a scenario that happens, and that's part of my job as your trusted real estate advisor, is to help navigate that, to say, I'm not getting a red flag that says there's a bigger problem other than this one little problem, or if there is a bigger problem that I'm seeing, I'm going to let you know that.